Hello, and welcome to another episode of my podcast, Mindset, Money, Success. And today I want to talk about the universal law of giving and receiving. It was a long time ago that I was in a network marketing company. And when I was in that network marketing company, I remember attending lots of different trainings and where we were encouraged to read and listen to audio for motivational purposes. And one of the characters that I came across was a guy called Randy Gage. And I actually purchased his tape cassette pack. And it was in the early days of the internet when we were on dial-up modems. And I remember waiting a while for this thing to turn up at the door. And when it did, I was flabbergasted. And because the postman was asking me to pay taxes on the parcel that I've already paid a lot of money for, because it's come from the US to Sunderland, of all places, so that I could listen to the audio cassettes from Randy Gage on his prosperity, how to apply spiritual laws to create health, wealth, and abundance in your life. And that was the purchase that I made. And I remember listening to his story. And from listening to his story, I understood that he had been in a space of poverty and he had experienced all sorts of terrible situations, but he turned his life around. And when he turned his life around, he recorded these cassettes, these audio cassettes, and was able to sell them worldwide because of the birth of the internet. And so that was basically where I started with the personal growth and the tapes, the books, and attending live seminars where I would see people like Jim Rohn in these live seminars, who was working for the network company that I was actually an independent distributor. And so that was how I got started in looking at the universal laws, the spiritual laws, for health, wealth, and more abundance. So I just recently wrote an article about this. And what I want to do is cover some of the things that I've learned. And that's from Napoleon Hill, Catherine Ponder, and Randy Gage. So these strategies for personal development are basic fundamental principles that cover different people's journeys from lack and poverty to abundance and fulfillment. And there's thousands of stories out there and motivational speakers and ordinary people as well. So we're going to explore these laws of success that have been written up by Napoleon Hill, Catherine Ponder, and Randy Gage. So first of all, Napoleon Hill was the pioneer of the success philosophy. His book, which still sells today, was written in 1937, and that is Think and Grow Rich. So Napoleon Hill is regarded as the grandfather of personal development because his work in Think and Grow Rich was researched on basically people who had become wealthy. So he interviewed all of these successful individuals in order to write about what were the success principles. And this is what he achieved. He achieved a bestseller in this book, Think and Grow Rich. And then he became a speaker and a motivational coach working with big companies, as well as producing his own books and training programs. So he had success from that. One of the famous stories in his work, and I think it's been televised or made into a video or a film, was Edwin C. Barnes, a man who had dreamed of becoming a business partner with a great inventor, Thomas Edison. Barnes had no money and no influential connections, and he didn't have higher education, but he had a desire and an unwavering faith to be successful. And so he offered his services to Edison, and he started with very menial tasks. And through his dedication and his willingness to give first, Barnes eventually became Edison's business partner and amassed significant wealth. And his journey went from lack to abundance, and it exemplifies the power of giving before receiving. So my second one is Catherine Ponder, the prosperity thinker. Now, she wrote The Dynamic Laws of Prosperity in 1962. Catherine Ponder, a renowned author in the realm of prosperity consciousness, emphasizes the spiritual and metaphysical aspects of attracting wealth. And her book, The Dynamic Laws of Prosperity, introduces the idea that giving is a divine law. And I think Catherine talks about tithing, which is to give 10% of your income back to the church or whoever you believe that is needing of this 10%. So basically, the tithing is one of the things that comes in this spiritual law. But it's more about, I think today, it's more about giving and giving value before you receive. It's of giving service. So she introduces this divine law that brings about greater returns, and through her teaching encourages individuals to cultivate a mindset of abundance. And she has lots of affirmations that she uses to teach people how to bring abundance mindset by repeating the affirmations. And it's a sort of retraining of your brain and your mindset to get you away from the fear mentality, the fear of lack, the fear of poverty. And so basically then once you come from an abundance mindset, you are in a space to give more freely of your time, your talents, and your treasures. So a quick story of transformation. Ponder shares lots of stories about individuals who shifted from scarcity to abundance through the practice of giving. And one story involves a woman who, despite her financial struggles, had decided to give a portion of her limited income to charity. So, as she continued to give, she noticed unexpected opportunities and income flowing into her life. And the transformation highlights the profound impact of adopting a giving mindset and trusting in the law of giving and receiving. Now, Randy Gage is basically, I think he started as a network marketer and then went on to create trainings and authored a lot of different books, but was also a speaker, motivational speaker and coach. And so, like I said, I came across his work because I was in a network marketing business. One of the books he has written is Why You're Dumb, Sick and Broke, and How to Get Smart, Healthy and Rich. He wrote that, published in 2006. So he's known for his straightforward and often provocative approach to prosperity. In his book, Why You're Dumb and Sick and Broke and How to Get Smart, Healthy and Rich, he tackles limiting beliefs and negative programming that keep people in poverty. And Gage advocates for the principles that giving sets the stage for receiving, and that abundance flows to those who can create value for others. Gage himself has a powerful story of transformation based on this principle in action. He started as a high school dropout, engaging in criminal activities, and then eventually serving time in prison. However, through personal development and commitment to adding value to others, he transformed his life completely. He built multiple successful businesses, became a sought-after speaker and author, and embodied a shift from the lack to abundance by focusing on giving and creating value. Before we dive into today's topic, I want to share something exciting with you. We have a new range of t-shirts available on Amazon merch. These aren't just any t-shirts, they're designed to empower and inspire you every day. Check out our success brand slogans. Happiness is the highest level of success, and you make the world a better place just by being in it. Plus, our Narcissist Aware collection with empowering messages, the enough is enough, and boundaries begin here. Wear your mindset and spread the message, and you can find the link in the show notes. So the journey from scarcity to abundance, it's not just about acquiring wealth. It's about embracing a mindset of giving and understanding the cyclical nature of success. Napoleon Hill, Catherine Ponder, and Randy Gage each provide unique insights into the laws of success. The emphasizing here is that it's an essential component of receiving. Their teachings remind us that focusing on how we can contribute to others, we set a foundation for our own prosperity. Whether through small acts of kindness or significant contributions, principle remains the same. To receive abundantly, one must first be willing to give. Giving, growing, and gratitude. Have you ever felt stuck in a cycle of lack? Like success is just out of reach, no matter how hard you try. You're not alone. But what if the key to unlocking abundance wasn't about relentless striving, but more about a fundamental shift in your approach? Many personal development speakers, authors, and coaches speak about the universal laws or spiritual laws to success. The keys to life-changing transformation lie not in the day-to-day hustle mentality, but in the way that we can rewire our brains or reprogram our mindsets. The hustle culture is not the way forward. Long hours working only adds to mental and emotional stress. And according to a study by Deloitte, 77% of people have experienced burnout in their jobs, and 42% have left their jobs because they felt as if they were burned out. As a female entrepreneur, I was never satisfied with my employment. I was always seemed to have co-workers or managers who were bullies. And if bullies were not the issue at work, the work I was doing just bored me. And I had walked out of nearly all of the jobs that I had. Learning about business strategies and becoming self-employed as an independent distributor in a network marketing company was the education that helped me most. And it taught me things that schools never teach. Plus, I took it upon myself to learn new skills and listen to the motivational speakers like Randy Gage and Jim Rohn. I've never stopped learning new skills and taking action to implement new things, even though the past 4 years of my life have included some devastating situations I never thought that I would have to go through. 8 years living here in Spain, wiser but not wealthier. I've lost everything I worked hard for. 11 years in business. Losing a relationship is one thing. I never saw that coming. Losing yourself and everything that you thought was true is something much more devastating. The last 4 years have not been easy. There have been a lot of grief and trauma. I lost myself as a person. I was on a mission of discovery. I have invested in learning new skills, but I'm still a work in progress. The situation unfolded and I self-published my truth story under a pen name while trying to navigate the justice system and the gaps in the laws. I told the criminal lawyer for my defence in the criminal allegations brought against me by the former partner, who now has 3 overlapping litigations against me. There is no use having elaborate laws on gender violence if when a woman steps forward to seek advice or report the crime, she is ignored and it is not investigated. There is no justice. Many people tell me I'm strong. Maybe I am strong, but I still crumble now and then. As an entrepreneurial type, I know that you need to be determined to succeed. I'm still here, determined to share my story and hopefully obtain justice and influence change. Here are some real life stories. J.K. Rowling, a single mother struggling financially. Rowling poured her heart into writing Harry Potter series. The rest is history. A few years back, the author revealed she was a domestic abuse and sexual assault survivor. Rihanna, singer and businesswoman, escaped domestic abuse. She was born in Barbados and raised in a difficult family environment. Rihanna faced domestic violence from a romantic partner early in her career. Despite these challenges, she rose to become a global pop icon. Rihanna's business savvy extends beyond music. She launched her highly successful Fenty beauty line in 2017, known for its inclusivity and shade ranges. She has expanded into lingerie and skincare, becoming a billionaire businesswoman who inspires survivors of abuse to build their own empires. Tina Swithin, founder of One Mum's Battle, CEO of High Conflict Divorce Coach Certification Program. Tina survived what she terms a Category 5 divorce hurricane. While acting as her own attorney in a high-conflict custody battle that turned her family's life upside down for over a decade, 2009 to 2019. Tina started chronicling her journey in her now internationally recognised blog, One Mum's Battle. She is also an author of a series of books. Divorcing a Narcissist is one of them. The takeaway: success isn't a destination, it's a journey. By embracing the laws of success, planting seeds of giving, cultivating gratitude, and believing in abundance, you shift your mindset from scarcity to limitless possibility. Remember, true success is a win-win proposition where your growth is intertwined with the growth of those around you. Incorporating these timeless principles into our lives can lead to profound transformations, as evidenced by the stories of those who have risen from poverty to prosperity. So as we end this week, let us embrace the law of giving and receiving, and knowing that our success is intertwined with our willingness to give. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this podcast, please subscribe to this channel, Mindset Money Success podcast, and you can listen on Apple and also Spotify, and the links will be in the description below. Thanks for listening. Bye for now.